Do you want this in Britain? This GB News exclusive shows the migrants in the north of France terrorising coastal towns there, going around shouting Allahu Akbar in the middle of the night. We hear they're smashing up cars, they're being violent, very, very angry, this group, that their boat has failed to launch. Probably one of the few times the French police have intervened, and what we're hearing is that when the French police intervene, that these migrants, they are fighting against the French police. They're throwing rocks at French police cars, they're getting in fights with them. It is absolute chaos, and the residents there are getting absolutely terrified, and this is what is coming to Britain. I've been to Calais, and I'll tell you what, Calais seemed more like the third world than any of the third world countries that I had been to. It is just tribal warfare. You've got all of these smuggling gangs that are competing with each other, who will happily use guns, knives, fighting, violence. And then you have migrants who are trying to jump on boats for free, kick people off who have actually paid to get on them, which is causing a lot of fights and a lot of chaos, and they get really upset if the police turn up and they try to stop them when they occasionally do. And this is some footage that a resident filmed and sent in exclusively to GB News. And this is not a one-off, guys. We're hearing from residents there that this is going on and on. Also, theft. These migrants that haven't got any money, stealing food from all the shops, for example. I mean, the place has turned crazy. The residents in the north of France absolutely hate this. And take a look at this as part of the GB News exclusive.
Boat being carried aloft by 20-odd migrants through a residential street on the outskirts of Dunkirk.
Not worried about being caught at all.
Towards one of the local rivers,
Broad
where
daylight.
this boat will be launched to act as what they call a taxi boat. They head down the river, again, seemingly unhindered in that particular voyage down the river, out into the sea, where they're then used to pick up the migrants themselves. And then the other images that we saw a glimpse of just in the introduction there, these are the bus stop.
Wait till you see this. We saw Chris Philp expose this, and everyone thought, my gosh, is that really happening? Are they really giving a load of migrants free bus services down to the beaches where they launch from? But it's all on camera here. GB News have got it. This so much for smashing the gangs and paying the French a load of money to do it. They are seeing them all go on the buses, walk down the streets with bright orange life jackets in the middle of the day. They're not even sneaking around, and they do nothing. They know exactly what's going on, and they rarely intervene.
In and around Gravelines, which is an area which is one of the main launch points for small boats on the beach at Gravelines. They're taking bus journeys to and from the beaches.
It's unbelievable.
Some wearing their life jackets, others carrying their life jackets. They're not exactly inconspicuous. In terms of, you know, the ability to spot them, as you can see them just walking.
Just look at the sight of that. Middle of the day, everyone can see them walking down in huge, huge numbers. We'll see another shot of how many of them there are in a moment. Everyone can see those fluorescent life jackets. Nobody is stopping them. They all know exactly what they're going to do. They all know they're getting on the boats. The French don't care at all. But we are paying for all these extra French resources in the north of France, apparently. What are they doing with it? They've got themselves some cool beach buggies to zoom around on the sand with. That's all they're doing.
In broad daylight down these busy streets with vehicles passing, and despite, we're told, very significant extra policing resources now in these coastal communities, they're doing nothing to, at the very least, confiscate the life jackets that they will then use in their next attempt to cross the English Channel.
My golly, look at that. Look at all of those people there. Bright orange life jackets just walking about. They used to sneak around in the middle of the night in the dark to do this, but now they just know that the chances of them getting caught are super slim. So they just do not care. So they are so much for smash this GB News exclusive. I think hats off to Mark White, who has put this together and got this exclusive footage. I think this is really damning for Keir Starmer, who is constantly telling us that he's doing things to smash the gangs. And one thing that Mark White was saying, I've not showed you it there in that clip, is that their supply lines for the life jackets, the boats, everything that they need are so strong that, you know, Keir Starmer's spoken about freezing some bank accounts to stop them from getting the boats that they need. No, they can get them from all sorts of different places. These huge mega dinghies. You saw that video of one of them being carried through the street. Keir Starmer has not even made a dent, quite literally, and the numbers show it. Okay, we're now on about 40,000 boats that have arrived so far this year. If the weather plays ball over the next month and a half to the end of the year, we could smash a new record. There's so much for smashing a gang. We are smashing records instead. 45,000 is the 2022 record. They really could end up breaking it. Okay, this is so embarrassing for Keir Starmer and embarrassing for the Tories, who agreed to give 480 million quid to the French for them to just watch a load of migrants walk through the town with their bright orange life jackets, get on the bus drivers knowing exactly where they're going and what they're doing. They do not care, and now absolute havoc in those French towns for the local residents there. Do you really want those men coming to Britain who are behaving like that? Not every single one of them is behaving like that, but very clearly large numbers. We're hearing it's a regular occurrence. No wonder we have chaos in some of the towns where there are migrant hotels in this country. You bring the third world to Britain, you bring the third world's problems to Britain too. That is the reality. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching this video. That was a GB News exclusive, that footage there. I will link the whole article on this story on the GB News website down below. And thanks very much for watching. See you all next time.